We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
That's right. Fucking thing sucks is right. How you guys doing? Hello. YDBT Daily. Friday. Happy Friday. We made it through another week of bullshit. And finally, you can take a bit of a... And that's how I feel. We got a new guy. I think he goes by More Cubes, More Boost on this chat. Shout out to him. I'm not going to give you his real name because he's a bro. We've hired a new guy at Lund Racing. And he finally is seeing the stuff that I'm sure he suspected that it was a certain way in the tuning queue and people asking questions and requests and all that stuff. And it's really nice to see that he is right there with us with the what the fuck is wrong with these people. Luckily, he knows the combos. He's a fan of the show. He's a good guy. So if you guys see More Cubes, More Boost on the, unless he changed his handle, say hi to him. Great guy. We hired him. He's doing really well. So today we're going to talk about Tesla Model 2. That's right. You're going to start seeing a $25,000 to $30,000 Model 2 Tesla, which will make Tesla a more valued company than Apple and whatever the Saudi Arabian oil cartel is traded under. Bet me, in 3 years, Tesla will be valued above Apple, maybe above Disney, and maybe above the Saudi company that's in charge of all the stuff, because all you need is a $25,000 electric car that gets a 300-mile range, and it changes everything about Tesla. But that doesn't mean it's going to be in the U.S. It's mostly going to be in China, because where is the highest concentration of millionaires on the planet? China, not the United States. And there's 1 billion people over there to sell cars to. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about abandoned record projects. Have you guys ever watched on most of the car forums that you're a part of, where a guy runs a number and then you never see him again? And I'll give you my theories as to why that happens. Lund Racing has a brand new website. I'll go to that so you can I can show you that whole situation. Very snazzy. Junior has been working on the website for over 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. It looks phenomenal, easy to navigate. I'll show you a little bit about that. And the CJ manifold. Yes, the brand new CJ manifold you thought was going to make a bunch of power. I suspect, and I have not some verifiable data, but let's just say tests have been made with an old CJ and a new CJ. There's barely 4 horsepower difference in torque. Like, literally nothing to be gained. It is not any better. It's just Ford. Did you really think Ford was going to revolutionize manifolds and give you a Cobra Jet manifold that made 10 or 15 more over the old one? Stop it. Stop it. Why do you guys think Ford is going to do that to you? And look out for a brother. Let's say hi to the people here and we'll get after. We got Fresh Pasteles, Fresh Pastelazos, Gallo Bravo, and Homestead Johns. We got Wesley Stewart, who has been a member for 21 months, says good evening, 2000 MCR. Jared Wells, good evening, everyone. Kabi Coyote says hello, crew. Jim Farley's rat.
Take that, Elon Musk.
Take that, Elon Musk. Mendoza's Coyote second shift. Notchback will make 442. Now, at Parts Farm, it made just over 450, but I want to verify that number. I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm going to put valve covers on it. I got the valve covers in the breather. They look so good. Bring it on the dyno tomorrow morning. Get it warmed up. Make a hit. Then I'm going to play with timing, see what current timing is at, throw some Sunoco 260 GT in the tank, let it mix up, and see if it makes any more power. I think the highest timing it's going to see is 37 tops. I don't think I'm going to shove 40 degrees of timing in it because it doesn't rev more past than 70 something 100 RPM, but we'll see. We'll do a little bit of light tuning, no jetting, no nothing, just timing and fuel, see what it does, see where my baseline is, and then we can go back at another time and do some actual carburetor tuning and race gas tuning on that car. Paul Ponthio says, haven't hit a live in a while. What's up, Alex? D-Rock Fox Cluster, Andy Ali, Boostly twice, Clip Up the Horse, TJ Sikorsky, Noel Tech, Domingo says, Nacho make 451 on the dyno. Abel Almaraz, Blackout, JP Z06, Harley Taquachemo, Jason. Ported Prostate's in the house. Nice to see a ported prostate here. Jose Silva, Slow 99, been a member 15 months. Jim Farley's Rap says became a Bitcho level member. Boy, a bunch of people on the chat. Tito Rasso, Steven, Underrated and Technical, Rakis, Darian, Mike Rasovic, Tiller, The Exploder Man, Alfredo Diaz, House of Representing, Came Insider. Hey, nice, good one. Izzy, LS, Alex, Made, Jeremiah Rivera, Chad Pittman, Mike Rasovic, Ian Oz, Great Escape, Pimpin' since 1997, Stephen Baker, Icy Sosa, Eric V, Terminator Coyote, just here for the like. Good night, bitch. Have a good night, brother. Thank you. I appreciate people that come right in, and the first thing they do is click the like button. I really appreciate that. And all the usual suspects: Alejandro V, Maniac, came in again, Miguel, Joseph, Diego, Terreno, Low and Slow. Real question is, did you ever do a compression test on it to see if it may be more than just heads and cam? No. And I don't have a compression tester with me, but I'm going to talk to Jake to see if he has one, and if he can open up the shop. If he can open up the shop, I can do a compression test. But guys, I think I'm going to do that when I tune the combination. Right now, all I want to do is get some data on it. I got to find the timing marks on the balancer. I'm going to do all that in tomorrow, and I'm going to video that whole process. It's going to be probably another hour-long video, because what I'm doing from now on is long-form style videos. Maybe you guys don't like it, but I do. I don't want to piecemeal stuff. I want to give you guys as much information as possible. And if the videos are over 45 minutes long, well, you can bounce through it, or you just sit back and watch me mess around with the notchback for about 45 minutes, because I think I can get more for my money. Basically, giving you 3 10-minute videos a week is as much production as giving you 2 1-hour-long videos a week, standalone videos, not just live streams. So I'm going to make sure that I get you as much data in one video, instead of saying, today, here's the valve covers, then another video later, here's it on the dyno, then another video. No. I want to valve covers on, drive it to the dyno, trailer it to the dyno, do some work there, play around with timing. I bought a timing light. It's hilarious. I went to Harbor Freight, and that thing's probably going to work like shit. But I'm just trying to get some kind of general sense of where the timing is at. No flat tire was 100% just sitting there with no driver in traffic, so I got a real good look at it. What's he talking about? What is he talking about? Alex, I know not to ask, but want to know what Turuviate's recipe is for the Fox. Look, guys. Turuviate he's the best engine builder ever, the best welder ever. He just needs the opportunity, and he doesn't need people breathing down his back. So I'm not going to give him any sass, because I want the sauce for the combo. What's your realistic goal for the Notch? 500 rear wheel horsepower. So that even if I got to take the heads out, change the cam setup. So change the cam setup, maybe port the shit out of the heads, maybe change the intake if I have to. I'll talk to engine builders. I will talk to engine builders and say, okay, I want this thing to make 500 NA rear wheel horsepower. If it's close, if it's 40 horsepower away from 500 as it is right now, yes, my goal is 500. And it's not going to live on pump gas. This thing's going to live on C16 or Sunoco 260 GT all the time. The pump gas game, I just don't play it. And if I do pump gas, it'll have like 20 degrees of timing. I'll lower it so bad, but I hate the smell of pump gas. I hate everything about it. And I have other vehicles I can drive, so I don't need to make this thing a pump gas car. The GT500 lives on E85. The truck lives on E85. The Corvette is the only car that I have that can go pump gas and Sunoco. But honestly, I'm just going to buy a drum of this shit and leave it in the garage, because I'd rather have everything on Sunoco 260 GT. And the white car, the white 19, that one is eventually going to be 100% E85 also, because it needs a fuel system. You guys saw in the last dyno video that I failed to get you. It made 630, but I think that car can make 660 or so with 120 millimeter pulley and pump gas. But the O2s quit. I finally got a set of O2s. Who knows what'll happen tomorrow? Tomorrow I might just get froggy and say, let me work a full 12-hour day and get you a video on both white cars and split them up into 2 different videos. Maybe release one Sunday night or Saturday night, probably Sunday night, because I need a lot of time to edit. And then the other one Monday night, or let it percolate and release it Wednesday so that I can get more for my money, because I think I can get 660 pump gas out of the 120 millimeter pulley on the ESS kit, and get Sunoco 260 GT in it and give you a pump gas 120 millimeter dyno session and a Sunoco 260 GT dyno session, because it's low boost and I can't lower the pulley size anymore because I'm out of fuel pump. The fuel pump and the booster pump is just not keeping up. And I am not going to get a D-Torx 400 pump. I'm not going to get a programmable BAP. No, I'm going to do what I tell customers to do. Buy a fuel system and not fuck around. Are you going to change the wheels? Yeah, I'm probably going to change the wheels on the white car eventually, not anytime soon. It does look really good with those wheels, but I'd rather a period correct Draglite or Pro Star setup. Or some S77s, but honestly, I like period correct. When I see a little Fox body going down the road, and I got to lower a little bit, it's a little tall for my taste, going down the road with the right period correct drag lights, 1510s in the back, 15 3.5s in the front. I'm telling you, it just tickles me. It's the best. So I'm probably going to build that car as if you were building it in the 90s. Our videos are great. I think so. Thank you. Appreciate that. Joe Morrow says, I love long-form informative videos, show your knowledge and passion. Thank you. Okay, good. Perfect. Yes, Harbor Freight is the go. Stag Mode in the house. He says, it took it up halfway through the video and came back, then went to wipe after the video was over. What is Look, I don't know anything about what's going on with Stang Mode, but you can see that the guy absolutely watches this show and then makes videos basically mimicking what I've been saying. We at Lund Racing have been saying for a very long time that the dark horse, shout out to Ford by naming something from a Target wine, is going to be a dud because it's not going to be tunable. Now you're starting to hear that government is starting to put things in place to not allow you to go past the speed limit. If you guys use an app like Maps, Waze, or whatever, the GPS has a program that accesses some database somewhere that knows the speed limit in your area. Have you ever been on the highway driving with your GPS and your Waze app or your Google Maps app or your iPhone map thing, whatever, I don't know what iPhone uses, iMap, whatever, says speed limit 55. So there are rumors percolating that say that government is going to mandate that automobile manufacturers kill the pedal and do not let you go past the posted speed limit. This is why I was not a big fan of the new S650 phoning home. It's almost too technologically advanced, and what they're using that technology for is to snitch on you. It's 100% to snitch on your location, snitch on your speed, snitch on everything, over-the-air updates, calibration change. I don't want nothing to do with that car. By the way, I totally forgot, and I'm really, 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 really sorry because I don't want to get in trouble with the sponsors. Thank you very much. I want to thank PMAS, Nick James and PMAS. So I think it's snowing up in Michigan, where Nick James lives. We got 2 Auto Solutions. They got to pay a brother. He reminded me today that he owes me. Parts Farm. They got me the title under my name. The Parts Farm is so legit. They got me my title under my name for the white notch. Dolomite got cookies and Calimer Transmissions testing out some new clutches. It isn't going well. I wish I could tell you about it, but we can't. Dolomite got cookies, the best cookies on the planet. Get the cookies, even if you don't like cookies. Hot chick touched them, so might as well sniff the cookies to see if you can smell her lotion. Let's go. Fucking creeps. I guarantee you guys would do that shit. Because I did. So we got Bogart D10s, another nice period correct wheel, but you can't D10s? Yes. If I could find Bogart D10s, because that's the king daddy of period wheels. Pro Stars were very rare in the day because not a lot of people were willing to do a 5-lug conversion. But the Bogart D10s, if they come in 5-lug, are badass. Have you noticed similar fuel pressure drop in different Century blower setups, even on pump gas? Yes, but they dropped to about 55, which is normal. Mine dropped to 42, and I said that's on the cusp. I don't want an 11 psi boosted car at 42 pounds of fuel pressure at the rail with 7,800 RPM and 16 degrees of timing. That's just a recipe for bad things to happen. Sounds like communism. Longer uncut videos. Much prefer longer videos. I typically don't watch anything under 20 minutes for most channels. Thank you. That's good feedback. Because guys, my 10-minute videos are cut down from 1 hour and a half of footage. Most of my videos are cut down because I'm thinking your attention span sucks. But the dino video and the other video proved to me you guys are willing to stick around for an hour. And I've started seeing videos where guys go to junkyards and try to get things to start, and I find myself watching the whole hour. He shows me the wiring, the brakes, how fucked up it is, how rusty it is. Then he gets it to run and start and drives it and puts it on a dyno, and I'm like, why am I watching this whole thing? And I said to myself, you know what? I think people want to see the whole process. That's why I showed you how difficult it is to put a car on a dyno by myself. Now, I know there's other ways of loading that car on the dyno. I'm aware that you can use the ratchet straps to bring it up. I don't like doing that. I don't like having a wad this thick on the ratchet strap. It's just personal preference. So I found another way of getting it on the drum. But before I do that, I'm going to tighten the drum brake on the dyno and see if it can make it up on the dyno and hold like it used to back in the day. Long form is the best. It's the little details and comments that have the best information. Alex, thanks for getting my car squared away with the new unconventional CJ setup. Drives perfect and rolls out good. GT Garage, John, has a big single throttle body in a modern CJ setup. That's right, the brand new CJ setup in a Gen 3 E85 car 10R80. I said, I'm willing to work with it. I gave him 7,800 RPM shift points. Then we dropped it down to 75. Then we brought it up to 77. I'm willing to work with you if you understand my end of things. And he is super. And by the way, he's the guy that makes the P51 intake. Like, you guys might think I hate him. I don't hate him. I just, as a guy representing, see, unfortunately, whatever I say, people think Lund Racing verifies. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is my show. So if I talk shit, I got to be careful because it might implicate Lund Racing in it. And in terms of the P51 intake, I will tune it. I've stopped criticizing any intakes anymore because hell, we tune JLT intakes and they're the biggest fucking. I tune JLT intakes and I think they're the biggest piece of shit intake ever fucking made. But I tune it. And now that another company bought it, the math curves are off 15 to 20% across the board. So it don't matter no more. PMAS is the only one that has repeatable data for about 10 years. Since they started making the 120 millimeter cold air, I've never had to change the data regardless of their intake design. If people can binge Netflix, they can handle an hour-long YouTube video. I prefer longer videos. I watch the whole damn thing start to finish. Man, you know what, guys? Thank you very much. I love that feedback because so the videoing process to me is therapeutic. The editing process, I love telling a story. Okay, what I gave you that happened at Lund Racing at FL2K wasn't even close to what actually happened. I basically was able to say, this is what happened, see you later. If I was to give you the whole 5 days of videoing that I did on that, you guys would think we're the most psycho motherfuckers on the planet. And I took a lot of video and I said, I can't use this, I can't use this, I can't use this. But I love telling a story through the video. So I already got about a half hour worth of footage on the white car. I'm going to install the valve covers and breather, get it on the dyno, do all that in one video. When you're putting Turvey's New Edge on the dyno, that's funny. Okay, it's when they go off topic too long. You don't have that problem, so it makes it easy to watch. Thank you. Also, a fan of the longer videos. I typically have stuff playing in the background while I'm doing other things. Made it here to torture your ears, Admiral Peck. At least you understand your place in life, and I'm okay with that. If you understand that you are absolutely a non-knowledgeable dude that annoys the shit out of me, we'll get along just fine. Vice Soup Garage and Junkyard Digs are both awesome channels and they post long videos almost exclusively, and they do very well. Yeah, the problem is those guys post once every 2 weeks. I post twice a week standalone videos and give you at least 3 live streams a week. So I don't know if that's good or bad for the channel. Swap it 351. You can make a stroker 351 with a cheap Eagle crank, 351 football rod, 302 stock forged pistons and good compression. I think it's 1101 with stock specs. I have a P51, works just fine with my tune. Right. I commute 1 hour a day and I constantly have your lives up. Keep it up. Joe from California says, Alex, do you think the Fox Fighting Mustang on the parts farm is a good buy? I don't know much about it, but this notchback was so clean. So clean. And maybe, guys, I'm blown away that some of you guys said it was whack. Some of you guys said the thing was trash. And I'm like, have you seen the Fox bodies out there and what they're asking? They're asking $10,000 to $15,000 for absolute junk. Right now, I could sell this car for $10,000, no problem. If it goes on the dyno, I clean up the leaks, power wash the underneath, give it a nice buff job. I can get 10 grand for this car right now, but I'm not. I'm going to keep that motherfucker for a long time, as long as I can. And if one day it's a clean, nice car that someone really wants to take off my hands because it's an original V8 car. I ran the VIN. It's an original V8 car. They can do so, but it's going to cost you. But for now, I'm going to keep it and get some content out of it. The new notch has me looking at 65 Fairlane to put it 351 in it. Alex, what's the Fox's name? No name yet. You guys can vote on the name. I'm done with trying to figure out modes. Hey, Alex, what spark plug gap do you recommend on a Hellion Sleeper Kid 9 to 10 PSI, 93 pump gas on a Gen 3 car? 25,000. And the only reason I say 25,000 is because if you guys remember me at VMP, I would always say 28, 28, 28 on everything. But that was on an 11-1 compression Gen 2. And then Gen 3 came out, and then 28 just wasn't enough. So I started gapping things down very tight. On my white car, on the Vortec, it started misfiring with 28,000s gap on a NGK 6510. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and gap it down. Gapped it down, problems went away. Let me get on topic. So Tesla Model 2. Let's look it up real quick, and I'm going to give you guys just a quick just a quick talk. I know you guys don't like this kind of talk, but you know what? Fuck it. I want to make sure that, I get this out of the way. So the Tesla Model 2 will be like a $30,000 or so electric vehicle. So they're looking to make it $30,000, and it's been promising that for a while. Well, at the beginning, Elon Musk promising $25,000 vehicle, but came to the inflation, supply stag, blah, 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 blah. So basically, the Model 2, if you do an image search on the Tesla Model 2, it basically looks like a little Model Y. And it's not a bad looking little thing. It looks like a hot hatch. And if you don't think this is going to absolutely make Tesla explode in value, you are bugging. Because you don't think I want a little parts runner like this? You don't think I can just zip into this thing, run around town? I'm not going far with it. If I got to go somewhere far, I got a truck and I got a couple of gas vehicles. No big deal. But you don't think I would finance this thing in a fucking heartbeat? This cute little Model 2 and zip around town looking badass. But the problem is, I think China is going to get it way before we get it. For the simple fact is there's more people over there. And Musk has a Shanghai plant in China. So he has a Model Y plant in China, a Model 3 plant in somewhere in California, and a Giga Texas. Giga Shanghai, Giga Berlin. Did you see the fucking Berlin cars? They have like exclusive colors in Germany. But anyway, I think this is going to make it really, really explode. And you guys that are out there saying it's a $50,000 Model 3, $60,000 Model 3, imagine a $25,000 Model 2. Just a little parts runner to get you back and forth to work. It charges in about 45 minutes. And that's when you guys are absolutely going to start saying, I might have to get one. I might have to get one because it's a perfect little parts runner daily just to get in and out of town, little city car. Places like Boston, because I lived near the Boston area, or I worked in the Boston area. Places like Boston, New York City are going to be, San Francisco going to be full of these cars. Imagine that thing with Tesla plaid power. Oh, that's going to be a major problem. Thoughts on a 03 Cobra in 22-23? What do you mean? So, okay. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, how do I think it stacks up? Well, we all know that the Cobra can make good power, but let's start talking about what 10R80 cars are doing, right? Because this is the metric. Non-driving motherfuckers buy a 10R80 car and gut it and then call themselves King Daddy at places. And those cars have been low 11s, high 10s. Rami in Puerto Rico has a customer that's going 1040s or 1030s. We've tuned a car that's been 930s, 920s before they did some switcheroo bullshit. So at what point do you look at a Cobra that needs a input shaft? It needs work to hold big power, right? Like, what are the first mods you need to do to a Cobra so that it can hold up to 700 to 800 rear wheel horsepower? Blower upgrade, clutch upgrade, trans upgrade, right? Input shaft, axles, drive shaft. Like, you got to go through pretty much the whole car so that it can take that kind of power. Whereas you can get a Coyote and, let's say, 6R80 Coyote. I know we're comparing apples to oranges because auto to manual, but you can get into a Coyote, put a TVS kit in it, and go nines pretty quickly without having to do much to the converter, transmission, or rear end. Maybe you're a drive shaft away from a 9-second car on the 85 with boost. But the Cobra's value apparently has flatlined. Correct. A Viper Spec T56, you got to do work to the trans to make it hold up to good power. So how much, like, I'm willing to buy a Cobra if it makes 800 horsepower, has a solid, is an SRA swap, solid rear axle swap, and a good trans. But the problem is it's not going to be like lightning fast. It's going to be okay in 2022, 2023. It's going to be something that 30-year-olds lust after. Like, I am a Fox body guy. I grew up in the Fox body world, but I've gotten really good at the Coyote game. So I don't seem like I'm an old guy. But what makes me salivate is a 93 Cobra. You know, a Calypso green notch. I go, oof, look at that. Calypso green notch with CCWs. Oh my Lord, I could get CCWs on my car. Holy shit. I didn't even think about that. CCWs on my white notch, low, chopping, 500 NA. Oh my Lord, stop it. Stop it. Stop making me try to spend money. But anyway, 30-year-olds look at a new edge, and especially a Cobra, and they salivate. 30 to about 35, millennials. They salivate over a new edge just like I salivate over a notch, right? So it's just not my cup of tea, and I don't think it holds up. I think a S197 holds up way better in 2022, 2023 than a Cobra. Now, you can get into a Cobra right now for about $25,000, and it's a good Cobra. It might be one of those weird cars that one day just takes off because they only made them for 2 years, 03 and 04. So it could be one of those cars that just, it's flat right now because you can get into a Cobra pretty cheap and then it fucking takes off like crazy. Look at me. I have a 14 GT500. I think it's worth $70,000 all day. No one's even touching it. No, because it's basically a race car, right? I see people put up their cars for $50,000 to $55,000 and it has some mods and people start criticizing the mods. And I'm like, wait a minute, my car's worth 70 all day. It's got 8,000 miles, makes 1,100 horse. It's a really pretty, they don't care. So even my GT500 doesn't hold up in today's market. It is a very weird market when it comes to the Mustang market because the more Mustangs come out, the more, I think, diluted the market becomes, in my opinion. At what point setup would you install the crank support on a Gen 2 and which one would you like the best? So by the way, 2 ProCharger cars broke snouts this week. So if you guys think that I just hate ProCharger for no fucking reason, 2 ProCharger equipped S550s broke the crank this week. So anytime you get a ProCharger, you need a crank support. Absolutely. On a TVS, only when you're boosting it to death. Like if you got a 15% and a 69 upper, I really think you should put a snout support, in my opinion. Remember the old Vortec? Remember the old Vortec crank supports that they came in Fox body? They looked legit, and they were usually on cog drive setups. Let me see. Fox body crank support Vortec. There was like this big fucking rod that went from the crank up to the supercharger. It looked like a 1-inch drive ratchet was holding on to it. And I can't find it. If anyone has a picture of it, send me a link. But I've seen it on a couple of cars at car shows. And it was a problem back then. Like, here we go. Perfect. No. Yeah, check this out. So this was, oh wow. So this is basically mounted on the snout? Is there a bearing there? So look at this thing. So this thing is what I'm talking about. This is what people would have back in the day on their cars as a crank support for like Vortec equipped vehicles. Where Where are they? Oh, my Lord. Why? No. Come on. Jesus Christ. Fucking history lesson. We don't care. Okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. Thank you. So this thing right here would go from the crank. This is an old school, Fox body with a crank support. And look at this crank support. It looks like it's a turnbuckle. And then you put outward tension to make sure that the deflection didn't really affect the crank ripping off the bitch. But I still think it could rip off the bitch because it's about the twist, not necessarily the axial load on because this is a cog setup. So a cog setup, you definitely need some kind of crank support. But I think it's more about the twisting than the actual tension. And that ended up causing the failures on those old setups. But I think anything with big boy boost on a blower is something you're going to have to think about, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. SI50s are superior to Cobras. I think the Coyote killed the allure of the Cobra. Exactly. The fact that your stock Coyote with boost is making 1,000, it kind of made the Cobra irrelevant. And I understand they can hold their value, but in modern times, you can't look at a Cobra and go, I'm going to put money into that unless you have a soft spot for Cobras. Alex, who tested the CJ and saw no gains, want to watch the video if there is? Nope, no, guys. 90% of the testing that happens with parts happens in-house and you'll never hear about it. There is no video to scrutinize there because what happens if you put it on video? Well, did you shove more timing in it because it has different, so you got to shove more. No, same exact tune, same timing, same fueling. Cobra Jet, previous generation, modern Cobra Jet, back to back. That's how you test it. Because if it makes more power, if it flows more air on its own, it should make more power. And when it makes within 5 horsepower of the old part, it's a dud. Sorry. So stop thinking that the new Cobra Jet is some kind of savior. Stop it. My guess is the Fox is going to make 418 real horsepower. We'll see. Do you think an 11 to 1250 is at the best bang for you? Abso-freaking-lutely. If you want to go 10s NA, you can do it with a S197 11 to 12 version, and you're not going to spend that much money. Look at this car. Exactly. See, this guy, boom, sent me something. He goes, look at that. I'm not a big fan of the black. I like the chrome, but he's like, hey, your car could look like this, and I'm down with that shit. But I want chrome CC dubs. You know what I'm saying? Soft spot on the head for Cobras, right? The twist always gets you. Oh my Lord, look who's here. He woke up. Holy shit. Took me a nice badass nap. And now I'm here. Naps are for people that are really tired. What the hell are you tired about? Just wanted to sing some singles for the dollar store, aka Titty Bar. Fuel pump install next check. So all the metal, everything from my front end is ready. Did more shopping today than I expected, so welding tomorrow. Fuel pump install is next check. Can you do something about that switch panel, please? You're gonna catch it on fire. You're gonna catch grandma, because it's grandma's house. You and I both know that shit's True Viate, who you live with. You and I both know that's your grandma's house. That is not mom's house. That's certainly not dad's house. He went out for cigs and never came back. You and I both know that's grandma's house. So look out for Grams. Turvey, is Alex right-hand man? Right, exactly. Wasn't the point of the new CJ to clear the S550 hood? Right. So everyone was thinking that the new CJ was going to be this badass savior. Oh my God. And it's like, no. Just looking at the throttle body area, you guys should have... Look. This is the problem with Mustang guys. First, they're stupid. Second of all, they're stupid. Third of all, they're fucking stupid. All you had to do was look at the throttle body opening and know it wasn't going to make 1 more horsepower than the old version. The old version had a huge opening for a single monoblade throttle body. All the airflow. Then the new one comes out and it has a twin bore opening. I mean, I'm no fucking Scientologist, but something tells me that's not going to flow as good as one massive hole. Hey, yo, ask your mom. Alex, is it possible to tune the same RTD for multiple cars as long as I get credits? I don't know. You're going to have to get with HP tuners on that. What is needed for a Gen 1 or a Gen 2 to keep up with the full bolt-on Gen 3 1080 off rolls? First of all, get the dick out of your ass because that's gay. Second of all, lightweight. Lightweight. The S197 can be made to be pretty damn light. The Gen 3 1080 cars are anywhere between 10 and 7-second 60 to 130 cars depending on the weight. Not the power, not the tuning, the weight. Stop telling me your tuner's a badass when you got TBM brakes, tubular K members, no front bumper, no fucking AC, no windshield, trompeta intake. You look so stupid. You look so stupid trying to make it look like your tuner's a badass and your shit's gutted. Stop it. Milk crate, sitting down, having ass. Fuck out of here with your bullshit. Grandma got run over by Bucephalus. Constantly putting massive wide wheels on the front and then taking them off and adding spacers is a lot of work. Hey, you're not wrong. Yes, we can get a video of Alex working on the notch and scream at Turvey for not holding the flashlight right. Turvey, you actually have to work to get a day off. Am I a peasant now that I affirm my tires for my girlfriend's Accord? No. I mean, maybe. You know who's the hottest engine builders is? Turvey, and Turvey. Do you know who the best rapper is? Dylon. And then it's Dylon after that. Matt says that switch panel has a switch to turn on the switch panel. Wait a minute. Is that true? Right. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Hey, Turviate, does your switch panel have a switch to turn on the switch panel? Like, is there a switch to turn on the switches? Oh, my Lord. A real sponsor is Milwaukee, not the tuner. Right. If you want to shout out anybody for making your Gen 3 fast, shout out Milwaukee. The hole saw, the sawzall, the blade. Shout them out. Stop saying you're a badass builder. Builders don't unbolt parts and call themselves builders. Speaking of which, how many times have you guys seen a guy run a record, and then the car is for sale shortly thereafter? And I think what happens is this. A lot of the times, the record is chased not by the guy, but by a shop. Most shops want to run a record to say that they built the car that ran a record. And then the customer gets caught in the vortex. Wait, what? What do you want me to do? You want me to do what? Your record? Oh, shit. And all of a sudden, this guy is caught up in something he didn't want. Then they take it home, and the wife goes, so that's what you spent $50,000 on, you fucking asshole? Yeah. It doesn't even have seats. I know. Why are the mufflers not on it anymore? It's so fucking loud. Yeah, I used to like it. It's so stupid. The neighbors hate you. Why doesn't it have a rear bumper? I don't know. This is the dumbest fucking thing ever. You either sell that piece of shit to save the fucking marriage, or we're done. Okay, honey. You get caught in the vortex. You want to become this. You're chasing a micro record. You're chasing something that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You wanted to just put a tune in it, some exhaust, and enjoy the car. All of a sudden, you're fucking shoving everything into this car, $50,000 deep, and then all of a sudden, you're like, I hate this car. I hate this car. It's fast, cool. When the fuck am I going to enjoy it? It's got bigs and littles. If it's under 50 degrees, I'm dead. I'm dead. It sounds awful in cold start. Why did I do this to myself? So, this is why I always tell guys, slow the fuck down. A lot of the stuff that I do in the ticket system, and my new coworker can attest to this. We guide people. And one of the first things I ask you is this. I want to know what your goals are. I want to know what your goals are. And they go, I don't know. I just think that I should progress. I go, who made you think that? Who made you think that you have to keep up with the Joneses? And then they go, I guess you're right. I go, what do you want to do with your car? It's your car. What do you want to do? Alex, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I just want to put a cold air on it, headers, Corsa Gaze, and a Lund Ghost Cam tune, and maybe eventually go 85. And I'm a happy guy. If I want to go racing, I am not going to do it in a brand new Gen 3 car or Gen 2 car or Gen 1 car. If I'm going to go racing, I'm going to buy an old fucking Notch or a shitty Fairmont and beat that up. But you get caught in the vortex of building latest and greatest to chase something that you really don't want. So I have become like a counselor. I become like a counselor. And I'm just like, this is literally not what I want to do. I just want to have some fun. And I'm there to guide you the right way. Does Jenny Craig count as weight reduction? The next Street Outlaw. Please name the Fox Body White Horse. No. I got a boosted Gen 2, but I've been toying with the idea of getting a Gen 1 auto, tin can, and gut it NA. Is that a retarded idea? Yeah, it's a really retarded idea. Just get a Fox Body, bro. Just get a Fox Body. It's already 400 pounds lighter than an S197. You get caught in the torque storm. Right. Imagine getting caught in the torque storm and not knowing what to do about it. Where is it? I'm looking for it, guys. Relax. I'm looking for it. I'll find it eventually. There it is. Here we go. I love the Fox Mustang where it all started with me back in the 90s. Cool car collection. No hate towards Lund. Alex has helped me plenty of times, though. DM and I support his channel. And I think he said something about the other tuners get got by PBD Miami. Guys. Florida is a special place. Lund cars represent in racetracks. Right? The guys that are fucking fast are not on the street. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I'm not saying because I'm trying to be better. The slowest of the fast guys are on the street. I repeat, the slowest of the fast guys, the schmediums, are on the street. The fast guys are at the track. That's just how it is. How many times have you seen, guys, you know how many guys I saw at FL2K that are king daddies on the street get gizapped at the track? Like, bad. And I go, here it is. Here's a chance to prove yourself. We're in Florida, FL2K. And the 850 class final was 2 Lund tuned cars. So I don't play in Miami, in Texas, in Arizona. Go to the track. Yeah, but street's where it's at. Yes, for the slow fast guys. 800 to 1,000. The slow fast guys. 800 to 1,000. The guys that don't want to put suspension on the car. Like, the fast street guy is like my white car. Stock drive shaft, stock axles, and they do roll racing. And then they say, Lund sucks. And I'm like, okay, but there's a guy at the track right now that put a drive shaft and axles, and he's a 790 car. So you could look. I get it. It's part of the repping game. I get it. What are you gonna do? Better late than ever. Thank you. Just a piece of data. Weight reduction. The Odyssey PC 545 battery and 150 weight. $150, weighs 11 pounds. We've had great results on a Cobra. That's going to change soon. Broke ones are on the street. There's a lot of NA Kings here in California. Turvey's car isn't even on the street. Wish we had someone like you on the LS side of things. Guys, I am on the LS side of things, right? I have a ZR1. I mean, okay. I am not going to buy a 4.8, shove a junkyard turbo. There's so many channels that do that. John Dock has shown you how to do it with LSs. But are you saying like a personality? Like in terms of personality where you can talk to them and they can break things down? I'm sorry, I'm not going to learn a whole new platform. I sent my snout off to Kong. I'm going to install a 4-pound pulley, 2.55 pulley on it, which is plus 4 PSI. Lingenfelter idler. I've already tuned it. I'm going to touch up the tune on the dyno. I'm going to put a ZT2 box in it so I can read AFR through the N gauge. I'll show you that in a video. And we're going to see if we can make 650 or so wheel. 630, 640. A 620 or 650 rear wheel horsepower ZR1 on pump gas is pretty fucking badass. And then we'll look at E85. We'll look at headers. We'll look at cam and heads. I mean, but I just don't know enough about the LS world to give you very based knowledge about that setup. So which guy's faster, the slowest guy at the track or the fastest guy on the street? Right. That's the thing. And some fast guys don't pop up and shout like Cuban and Oasis. Where's high power? Do I have high power? No way. Heavy duty? Wait, do I have high power? I think he meant Oasis, not Oasis. Diarrhea, Price is Right. Here we go. Yeah.
Check this out, fool. You coming a little too high.
Exactly. Alejandro Flores, what's your take on doing coyote swaps on 3 valves for a beat up race car? That's okay. The problem is the harness. If you're going to do a Ford Racing control pack, Nestor, all day. Because I do like the 05 to 09 body style. You can just shove a coyote in it. But if you're trying to make everything work like factory dash and stuff, if it's going to be a race car, the problem is this. It's already heavy. It's already pretty heavy. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to do a coupe or you can't find a coupe and there's a bunch of 3-valve stuff around, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would much rather grab me a V6 11 to 14 car and coyote swap that than an 11 GT. Because I'd rather have a Gen 2 motor in it, Gen 2 control pack, and just some bullshit gauges and just do my thing. Name the Fox Nudges tune. Evil Fox is known to shift. Okay, whatever. Joe, relax. Holy shit. You want me to name the Fox Nagetsun? Evil Fox that's known to shift its form into a beautiful woman to lure powerful men into their trap. I am not gay when it comes to naming cars. I love you. I appreciate the that's the gay shit I've ever heard. Love you. Nick James in the house. Why did you retract your shit? Why did you retract your comments, Nick James? God damn it, Nick James. Say hello. There you go. Yeah, look, if you like Sean from AD, that's all good. Whatever. I'm done playing that game. I'm done playing the this shop versus this shop game. You want to see fast Lund cars? They're at the track. Nick says, I'd love to get the ZR1 and you get it back together. Nah, motherfucker, you're getting the white car when it gets E85. You're going to get the white car sauce, motherfucker. Okay? You're going to get white car sauce when I'm on E85. The ZR1 you could probably beat no problem. But I'll race you just to have it on video. Because then the LS guys will get mad because I'm getting beat by a S197. And they're going to go, let's just know how to drive. He's fucking making the ZR1s look bad. I'm like, relax. That ZR1 can become deadly, but I don't want to chase that fucking monster. I want it to have a cam, choppity chop, Corsa gaze, heads, cam, stock blower. Maybe a port from Greg. That's it. 800, 850. Some R888s or some spare set of wheels, some 18 by 12s, and put some 335s in the back and just chill the fuck out. An LS tuner that opens up like you to do about the tuner world is what we need. Got it. There's cold air intake kings in Cali. Cali, can you block Turvey again? Nick James says effing autocorrect. You could, yes, that's the thing. Here, if you don't spell shit properly, you're going to get flamed for a very long time. Factory Lugdog Street King. Fastest in the street with stock spark plugs. Right. Saw Supercharged Coyote 56 Crown Vic. Who cares? We would totally watch a video of you learning along the way with the vet. Always found it more interesting to learn with someone. Those junkyard will it run videos are a prime example. Love those. Thoughts on Nate Ryder's Z06? He bought a Z06? Who knew? Fast streak guy sleeps on drag prep surfaces. How's the fine tuning coming on your white car? I have a Gen 3 MTD2 with the ESX G3X. Just waiting on the fuel system to install the blower and order a Lund tune. I have to get new O2s. Once I get the O2s in there, it's going to be tuned on a 120mm pulley on pump gas, then race gas. But I'm not going to pulley down at all until I get a fuel system, which I'll probably buy in November or December. Flat tap at the Fox body to the chop makes your bone shake. Shut up. What the fuck's he talking about? You're giving a dude the white sauce? You said you weren't gay. Exactly why my car is stock and not trying to chase records. Name the white fox white cephalus. Put Turvey's blue cephalus to shame. Blue cephalus. They call me Diamond the way I'm attracting those minors. Wow, C. Beaver's talking all that shit. So I think on the LS stuff, because I'm just not well versed on LS stuff, I don't ever even want to become an authority on it. But what I do appreciate, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, every time I've taken on a new platform, the support from the fans is ridiculous. The moment I bought a ZR1, I had 50 to 60 new Corvette owners hitting me up. Hey man, if you need anything, like super supportive. The moment I bought the Fox, I bought a set of 351 swap headers today from a guy who said, hey, I got these headers. If you want them, they're 1 3/4 primary, they're yours. Boom. Bottom, gonna get them shipped. Another guy said, I got a whole bottom end. I got a whole 351 rotating assembly. You can have it. And I'm like, I'll send him something. Once I get his address, I'll send him a little something. Everyone has been super helpful. And I really appreciate that. So I'm going to try to do right by you guys by giving you as much content as possible. So white card, dyno stuff's going to have to be delayed. I got the O2s already. Now the other white notch is going to go in the dyno, get that done, then get the white Mustang back on the dyno. By that time, the snout should have showed up for the ZR1. Show that install. That's going to be an hour-long video because it's going to be on the dyno too, showing AFR, me tuning it with pump gas and race gas. All this stuff is lined up for the next month or so. And I have a TVS coming for the Blue GT500. I'm going to do a dyno pull on the Whipple, then get it off, put a TVS on the dyno, same day, same throttle body, same tune. Just got to get the right size belt, the right auxiliary idler, and a 2.4 upper, and see if it makes any more power now that it's taking less power to drive a smaller blower. Just a test. Alex, you buying the Kill the Dolphins cam for the ZR1? I'm definitely gonna. So Rami has 3 cams he wants me to choose from. Now, my goals for the ZR1 is not to be anything above 850. So I think he's got a setup that made like 900 on his, and he picked the cam and it sounded spectacular. So we'll see about that. And if I have to talk to an LS tuner like Justin White or someone like that to help me with the tuning or tune it, if I'm not really comfortable doing it, I'll do it. Obviously, he's probably going to make sure that the tune doesn't get out there and I protect it. But I'm not above asking for help from proper LS tuners. Fox's name has to be white sauce. Don't need a crazy head setup on the ZR1. I think a good cam choice first, then heads later to see the big difference in power between the two. But don't you have to remove the cylinder heads to do the cam? Or am I off on that? Furry convention, right. Why are manual Mustangs slow? Man versus manual Camaros. 5.0 man, I guarantee, have you seen me shift my car? And I'm no King Daddy. But I beat a 10R80 turbo truck. And when I shifted, my car lunged forward. So what's happening is it's the drivers. A lot of young kids out there making sandwiches between the shifts can't drive worth a lick. Can't do shit. They're getting gapped by someone that can actually drive. I put my skills up against anybody when it comes to a clutch-in manual situation. 100%. Course of Gaze gave me $5 and he says, for a 1300 horsepower Gen 3, what do you guys prefer? 1300X or 1650s? Honestly, if you can get 1700s, is probably better for your setup. ID 1700s, nothing against 1650s, but you're pretty much a E85 only setup. And between those two, and I've had both, okay, and I know FIC sponsors me, I get it, but the 1700s seem to have a slightly better advantage in terms of tuning. Power is the same. You're going to make the same power. You're going to make the same thing. But in terms of tuning, I think the 1700s have a very slight edge over the 1650s. Does PBH still make the 3.5 harness? I would assume not, because the market for that there was no market for that, so they stopped. I'll come down and help with the dyno if I can see what my car makes while we're at it. That's when it becomes weird. That's why I love you. You're a friend. I have to keep those worlds separate for now, because if I start putting cars on the dyno that aren't mine and shit happens and then people start, it's a weird stream to cross right now. Eventually, yes, I'll say, hey, I'll get you and what I want to do eventually, Nick Santarpia, for a video is this. Once Jeremiah Camp's car is back up and running, I want to bring your car, put it on the dyno, make a hit, and Jeremiah's car, put it on the dyno, make a hit, and talk about the differences in both, but they're very good builds, just different paths, where one is TVS 2650 and his is a badass Paxton setup. So I think it's a good idea to compare the curves, compare the tuning, compare the boost numbers, and see what it makes to the rear wheel. Have Cleats guy tune you? No, okay, so guys, No Tech says Justin White's the man. So guys, can you guys clue me in on what's happening with Cletus? So maybe I am I'm very much not in the loop. Is it true that Cletus has fallen into some weird controversy because his car all of a sudden was stuck in the low sevens and then got a new tuner and all of a sudden went 650s by the end of the weekend. Jeremiah Camp, you're down for that? Good. I love it. So you and probably sometime next week maybe or a week after. It'll have to be on a weekend. It'll have to be Saturday morning. It's going to have to be Saturday morning. I don't have any other time to do it. So good. So I got Nixon Tarpia and Jeremiah Camp lined up to do a dyno shootout. S197 with Gen 2 bottom end dyno shootouts. That's going to be good. But wait a minute. I think Nixon Tarpia has a Gen 3 bottom end. So what happened? Did Cletus get another tuner and run a ridiculous number? And I saw in the comments somewhere on that tuner's videos that people were like, finally, he got a real tuner worth a damn and da-da-da-da-da. Do you think that makes a tuner or his relationship with his tuners a little salty? Yes, Jeremiah, let me know when you get the car back from Mikey. So what would happen with like that Dr. Tuna Mall? Yeah, I saw that video, David Godinez. I saw that video, and it was very good. I really love the fact that he showed data logs and all that stuff. Kevin from KSR put out a video and wanted to get in front of it. Gen 3 bottom end on Nixon Tarpia's car. Okay, so Cletus went and got another tuner, and this guy made all the difference in the world. Like his car went 3/4 of a second quicker. And he explained what he saw, and he turned off nannies, and they were leaving on too much boost. And I'm telling you, that is one of those weird situations where inadvertently might ruin a relationship with who he's got. But maybe not. Maybe he's like, hey, man, this is just another level of car, and we need a guy that does this shit all the time. And I'm willing to pay a guy, a professional Billy Badass, to come here and take a look at my setup because his car is just ridiculously built. It's got all the sauce. So I was wondering what the deal was with that. Dyno shootout, then a space docking station. Right, got it. So Nixon Tarpia's car, I suspect, is gonna make, boy, the 2650 with like an 82 millimeter pulley on the 85 with the Gen 2 bottom end, 870. 880, which is a perfect build. And Jeremiah Camp's car is probably close to 900 wheel right now. It just feels that way. Facebook friend request, can I come on the dyno? Ken Abernath, he says, Cleet got a Davis traction control setup tuned properly by the software developer. Thank you. That's what I need. Short sentences. Perfect. Maybe the new tuner had another level of experience. Stop it. Kevin was tuning on the El Camino when it had the LS. I don't believe he's touched it with the SMX in it. I think he has because in drag week or sick week or one of those preparation weeks, I thought I saw the KSR guy run with him at these tracks. Dr. Tunamal was there while the guy tuned it. He set up the traction control where his guy was struggling with it. Okay, good. Then that's good. If a traction control software developer got in there and tuned some tweaks in, awesome. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong. I feel there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I explained it, but Alex skipped over it. Root beer, you got to get my attention. Look. You guys got to get my attention. This is what I see, okay? So this is what I see. The ones in white, I have not read, and most of them are Turuviate shit. You know what I mean? So don't get mad at me. Look, I even Nixon Tarpia, guys, you got to get my attention. And this gets my attention. Bam, right there. Alex, you hate porting, right? I have a porter that I would like to send you an LS3 throttle body for a ZR1, and you can give your opinion honestly. Nope, no thank you. I appreciate it. House of Representing, I really appreciate you. I'm going to skip on that one. Because anytime I'm given something, I feel the pressure of potentially having to give them positive rep. And if I say, it didn't do a goddamn thing, then I look like an asshole. If I'm going to do anything to my ZR1, it's going to be the porting of the snout. That means the blower, because I'm doing this step by step. A lot of people are asking me, why didn't you just send Kong your whole blower and have him do everything? And I go, then the step by step process goes away. I have no rush to get this ZR1 into the 800 zone quickly. It is intentionally long-term, as if you owned it and you didn't have an unlimited budget building it. So what am I going to do? Put a pulley on it. And the pulley requires some machining for the snout. So I took the snout out myself. Send it to Greg. Greg's going to machine it, put the hub in and the pulley. I'm going to put it all out back, put the new belt on it, idler, drive it, take it to the dyno, and then after that, I'll say, okay, Greg, what do you think is next? And he's probably going to say, let's port the blower. But you got to run it on race gas or E85. And then maybe a cold air and a throttle body upgrade, like a 103 millimeter Kong upgraded throttle body is probably going to be next. I appreciate you wanting to port semi-ported stuff. I want nothing to do with porting stuff. Because this is what happens, because people are stupid. Let's say in the LS platform, the electronics are dumb. Because on Ford, they're very intricate. Very intricate. If you have a minimum throttle angle that's too high, it'll cause negative spark. Okay? I don't know that on a Corvette you could even do that. There's TPS settings, but there isn't minimum throttle angle that I could see. Maybe there is, but it's mapped in a weird fucking thing or named weird. I'd have to get EFI Live to get better naming structure. So let's say a ported throttle body on a ZR1 does make 3 horsepower. Every asshole at Lund Racing is going to go, see? Ported throttle bodies make a difference. Not on Coyotes. What's the difference? They're all still cool, says Car Culture Nation. The whole thing about the tuner is because he took the original builder when it was at LS KSR name off the car. But they're all friends. KSR don't mess with an extreme big block. Got it. I sent a super chat a while ago and it got skipped. Well, let me see. Let me see if you're a fucking liar. Let me see if you're a fucking liar. Corsa Gaze, I got him. Okay. Let me see if you're a fucking liar. Let's see. I'm gonna go all the way back. He sent a super chat a while ago. He said he got skipped. Oh, boy, he lying. Domingo, Turby, did you take the boxes from the job like Craig on Friday? Notchback is badass, by the way, bicho. Got him. Sambo V, Turby, you actually have to work to get a day off. I already said that. I don't know. I don't see shit. And I think it doesn't go back all the way, so we'll see. Right. The retards would come out of the woodwork if a guy sent me a ported throttle body and it made 3.5 horsepower on my ZR1, my tuning queue would be full of throttle body questions. So I'm not going to do it. 21 NTD2 on 1 headers E85, but should I do a clutch first? Yep. Absolutely. Martin Q. What's up, Alex? Thanks for getting my Whipple car dialed in. Moving pretty stout. Why don't you get into the LS tuning engines? Afraid you won't like it more than Coyotes? No. I want nothing to do with tuning LS guys. LS guys are generally fucking retarded. Look, so are Mustang guys. But I have no desire. If I stop working at Lund Racing, the only stuff I'm going to tune is my stuff. I don't need tuning for the rest of my life. I would love to stop tuning altogether. Tuning isn't my life. Tuning, I was a fake tuner as YOLO douchebag, somehow became a tuner, in air quotes. And if I could stop that and tune my own vehicles, oh my God, and make money on YouTube making videos, oh my God, I wouldn't want to tune anything, especially LS motherfuckers. So I can sit on the dyno for 5 hours for $600 because their buddy could do it for $600. Then go to your fucking buddy. I don't want to play that game. Did that. I'm done. Done. If I don't tune for Lund, I don't tune for anybody. Ported prostate. This is the if you don't send Alex $5, your tongue hangs out like Turvy. Skip this, says Matt 2011 GT. See? He don't trip. I don't really care if you skipped it, but don't call me a liar. Hatch 450X, you're a fucking liar. He says, I don't care if you skipped it. But guess what? I don't think I skipped it. 450 hats. Now we're gonna go in. Let me see. Damn, it doesn't go back. It stops here. Look. It doesn't let me go any further back. Look. Boop. I'm trying to go back and it doesn't let me go any further back. So I'll see if I skipped it after the show uploads. And if you're a fucking liar, I'll call you a fucking liar. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. I like how people get in their feelings here. LS guys spike their hair and go to the gym and moan while they lift. What's the max recommended horsepower for a daily 10R80? 460. But we need you, Alex. Shit. Caliber Stage 2, okay for 700 wheel, or just go with the Stage 3? Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The Stage 2, in my opinion, is good if you're not going to beat the shit out of the car. It has stock gears. The gears are the weak link on those MT82s. If you want to beat the shit out of the car, the stage 3 is where it's at. Now, Nick James, who owns Nick James, owner of PMAS, shout out to PMAS, says a ported throttle body is not worth the time. Been there, done that on the flow stand. So I hope you guys understand who he is. Maybe some of you guys see the name Nick James. Maybe you see PMAS and you don't understand. This gentleman, his job is to flow parts, and he has a flow stand, and he measures airflow. And if he tells you a ported throttle body means fuck all for power, take his word for it. Don't take mine. I simply do this. Go ahead, put it on the dyno. Ported throttle body, same tune. Timing's good. Fuel trims are good. It made the same horsepower. Not worth it. Like I'm very non-scientific about my testing methods. Put it on the same day, on the same tune, on the same dyno, in the same conditions. It made no horsepower? Okay, but Alex, don't you got to tweak the tune? Fuel trims are within 1%. Time is exactly the same. If it produced more airflow, it would make more power. It did not produce any more airflow. What do you want me to do? Fudge the numbers? Okay, and if I'm not a liar, send me cookies. You got it. Hatch, you got it. If I find out that I skipped your super chat, I will absolutely send you some cookies from Don't My God Cookies. Absolutely. Now, I got people hit me up on the backside. Hey, and let me see if because Man Deep is trying to send the photo. Okay, so look at the Man Deep. He says, Alex, Hatch 450SX's comment says, Alex, I respect the long video. However, YouTube algorithm likes 310s more as proved by others. I hope you make a ton of money on your long vids. Did I not say that? Hey, if I've been proven wrong, I will send you cookies. But did I not say that? I'm going to have to go back on the video after it's uploaded. But I'll get you cookies for sure. Just remind me because I'll forget. There's 8 versions of LS motors in the wild going back to 1987. Not counting the truck motors. There are 3 versions of the Coyote. Easy choice. I don't want to fuck with any LS motors in terms of tuning them for other people. I want to tune my own. That's it. But the ported LS2 intake manifold dynoed almost as high as the MST intake manifold on an LT1. Right, like dumb shit like that people would say in a Coyote. I saw it, Alex. It's not a revolutionary comment. Send it on IG. Thank you. Alejandro Flores, his EPA agent, says keyword measures. Alex, you got magic fingers. Nick James, love the PMAS. Best intake out there by far. Ported Prostate says if Alex can read this, he didn't skip your comment. Yeah, I'll get you cookies if I skipped it. Absolutely. I'll get you what I think are the best cookies. Hatch450SX, do me a favor. Email me, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. Verify who you are. I don't know how the fuck you can do that, but verify who you are. And if I genuinely missed your comment, I will genuinely buy cookies from Don't My God Cookies. I'll send you a little care package and make sure that I apologize for calling you a liar, not for missing the comment. Because if you genuinely were not lying and I called you a liar, I will apologize by sending you cookies. Absolutely. Calm down, Karen. Holy shit. Some people think throttle body spacers do anything. Send them your comment again with $20. Oh, shit. Best tires for S550. Just did a wild log in Mexico for R2, and it was sketch as fuck. Brian Brown, the Nitto, up to about 700 or 750 rear wheel horsepower. The Nitto RRR G2, whatever the fucks, the R2s, they're decent, but not great. If you want grip, you got to get the ET Street SS or the ET Street R, period. If you're talking about a hard tire, like a Sport Comp or a Michelin 4S or 2S, bro, anything with like 200 tread wear or so is going to be pretty fucking grippy. Milk Jug Pig, man talked about his comment like it cured cancer. On your side, Alex, I was saying this was way too much bullshit to deal with. Thank you for the PMAS love. Nick James, seriously, guys. If you got, okay, a lot of people accused Nick James of stealing the fender well design from other manufacturers. When I can pull up prints, Nick James, when did you start developing the fender well intake setup? Because I remember I talked to you at SEMA 2017 or 2018, 4 years ago. I said, bro, you got to get this thing out of the engine bay. or at least a sealed version of it. And Nick James started working on that design. And now it's everywhere. I see it all over the place. And that is the one to get, in my opinion. Just tuned in, Alex. Are you going to use UPR Team D suspension parts on the Fox? Oh, poor boy. You're good. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. UPR has treated me really well. I will never do anything anti-UPR. I have UPR stuff not in my Fairmont. I think my Fairmont is going to stay UPR for a very long time. I have no issue with UPR. But I would like to try other stuff with this notch. Why? Because I'm not going to race it. To me, it can be a very pretty car with a good amount of money and some elbow grease. I want this to be a very nice looking notch that can run a good number and be just super nice. That's not to say that UPR stuff is not super nice. I'm just saying I want to try different things. That's all. If I stack 5 throttle body spacers, it won't supercharge my air. Still looking for a fab shop? Check out Pure Fabrications near Panama City, 7 hours away. Great guy, good work. I'm going to talk to TIG Vision. So after looking at Sergio, one of the guys that I know here, his setup, I'm going to talk to the guy at TIG Vision. I'm going to say, okay, right around the first of the year, I'll be ready to do some work on the Fairmont. Sir, are you willing to front half and mini tub my Fairmont? And we'll see what he says. Right. Damn, dude. Long time ago, Anderson Ford Motorsport has been making fender well intakes for Mustangs since the early 2000s. Nothing new. Have you seen the ride tech? No. Turvey recommends eBay suspension. Unless Nick has the answers, of course. In Arizona and IATs are something I take into account a bit more than others. In Arizona and IATs are right. The fender well intake is going to be pretty damn good if that's what the main concern is. Alex, in your opinion, is the Edelbrock route or the Magnuson 2650 more reliable for a daily driver? Which Magnuson 2650 comes in a Ford? You mean the VMP cased stuff? Does one hit harder on a roll? Oh, God damn it. Roll in more progressive, or is it just tuning and pulley size? Honestly, the rotor pack's the rotor pack. The case is going to be the variable in terms of how it looks. But in my opinion, the best 2650 case is the Magnuson rear feed case they make for VMP. Again, the Magnuson rear feed case they make for VMP makes the most horsepower. But Edelbrock, the Odin, and I think that's it for 2650s. They all use the same rotor pack. Team D is always nice stuff, but UPR is great too. I agree. Ported Prostate says, shout out to Domega Cookies. The Campfire YDBT and Tony Cookie are amazing. If you want something not too crazy, get the chocolate sea salt. Monty Rogers says, please skip it. Alex, when did the Foxes become a T-Tops? Those seem to be cool. 82 on the GT and some 87s, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm sure there was other sprinkled in. Alex, I hate you from these damn cookies. Gain 10 pounds. The hell with the crumble. What's the power difference between PMAS tune required and no tune required? Honestly, I don't think there's a power difference. The no tune required has a calibrated MAF sensor that you just put it in and it's done. The difference with the tune required means you use a stock MAF sensor and we got to tune it. But I think in terms of flow and power, same thing. Alex, after you finish the Fox build, would you do racing content with it like banger classes? No. If I'm going to do racing, it's going to be the Fairmont. I am not going to do banger classes in a fucking nice notch like that. No way. I know you guys want me to just race it because it's a dumb notch. I think it's just a nice street/strip car. Banger classes, that's where the Fairmont comes into play. You should send Turvey some cookies. I can get triple-digit horsepower on his V6. Sorry, working out at the gym, and I was scared to ask you for a spot. 5-0 man, liar. When? The last 3 times I've gone to the gym has been with my girlfriend. You're a liar. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here because I've been on longer than I thought I was going to be. I thought I was going to be on for an hour, and it's been an hour and 13 minutes. I want to thank everyone that said hello during the chat, people that gave super chats, and, of course, as always, the sponsors, PMAS, 2 Auto Solutions, Parts Farm, Domega Cookies, Calimer Transmission. You guys make it all possible. I'm going to also give a little shout out to DNA High Performance. I know that they don't pay for this spot. Where is it? Where'd it go? So DNA High Performance is also there. Where's DNA? Oh, come on. Where's DNA? Even though they don't pay for it, I want to make sure that they get represented: DNA High Performance, Part Farm, PMAS, Two Auto Solutions, Calimer Transmissions, and Oh My God Cookies. All the people that sponsor the show make it all possible. Make it possible for me to buy dumb 90s cars that I can relive my youth in and give you guys some video content on. So hopefully you guys, can watch that, enjoy, maybe learn some stuff along the way so I can make some money, plain and simple. Give Monty Rogers cookies. What's wrong with Monty Rogers? Where's Monty? Oh, yeah, because I skipped a comment. Kanan made a fender willing to get the 90s. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, out of here. Okay, Frankosaurus Rex says, love the notch, I remember. And Peace at Home Skillet says, Nick James, Torques and Bean Sauce says, so wait, Fairmont will be stick? Yes. If I can't find a big block with a nitrous kit, I'm going to make the Fairmont a stick shift car because I think that would be hilarious as hell. The goal with that would be like an 8-second stick shift car, but I don't know if I can make it happen on a budget, but it all depends on what I find out there for parts. All right, guys, I'm out of here. That's enough of that. I'll see you guys Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. for the Peasant Chat. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the dyno all day with the white notch and potentially bring the white GT down, get the O2 sensors in there, and make a part 2 to finish the dyno video for the ESS kit. The goal is about 660 rear wheel on pump gas, and on race gas, which is a Sunoco 260 GT, I might be able to get 680 or 690 out of it. Maybe. Now, I'm not going to rag it out and blow it up just to get the number because fuel pressure is dropping and I need a 4 Innovations fuel system ASAP. So I'll be saving up for that sometime during Christmas. All right, guys, have a good